This is Ford Saeks, my buddy from Wichita, Kansas. But as you can tell from the background,
we're in Shep's backyard here.
Yeah, that's my very large pool. No, we are in Phoenix, Arizona today.
Yes.
And we're just having a great time. We're talking a lot about business, and one of the things we thought we'd do is we'd jump on Facebook Live, and we would talk about buying habits, consumer habits, customer habits. Their buying patterns have changed. Their expectations of customer service have changed. A lot of things have happened.
Well, you know, it's so funny because even just getting picked up from the airport in the Uber today, the driver was talking about how he has a Amazon Echo and a Google Voice, and that he actually just orders groceries and everything else. Right, you know, I asked him about the holiday season. He said, "Look, he spent the whole time on his cell phone making all the purchases online."
Unbelievable. So many things have changed. Are we on the air?
Yeah. Look in the camera. Yeah, hi, everybody. This is Shep Hyken.
Just to make sure. Are we really on?
You got 4 people here.
Oh, there we go. We're definitely on. Okay, I wasn't sure. Oh, now we got 4 people.
Got to teach him to look at the camera.
Now we got 7.
We're talking about the buying habits, how buying habits have changed. So whatever type of business you're in, retail, wholesale, franchising, independent businesses, professional services, pharmaceutical, insurance, real estate, buying behaviors have changed. Don't you think so? Because what happens is people are already, or they think they're already more informed when they come to buy. So what has to happen is your whole sales funnel, how you communicate your sales, has to change or be adapted because your buyers are already coming predisposed to you, your company, and your brand.
Right. So we've got to adapt. And I think the way we used to do things, it used to be mano a mano. Pick up the phone, make a call, something mail order. But today, there's so many different channels. And do you see customers, is there a specific channel that customers like more now than ever? Do you see things moving? Obviously, Amazon has changed the world. Everything's moving online. But how do you see like general business being affected? B2B?
Well, all businesses are really affected, whether retail or B2B or B2C. At the end of the day, we know it's people to people. But it really has changed. What I would encourage you to do is really look at the touch points you have with your customers. And if you haven't done this in a while, step back from your business. Mystery shop your own business. Pick up the phone, call your, go see how your phone is being answered. Or better yet, go Google your name or your company name or your top leaders' names and see what comes up. You'd be surprised. And what happens is, these are all common sense things, Shep, but a lot of companies, they're so busy in their day-to-day operations that they forget the basic things of what shows up when someone Googles my name.
Right. And you know what? If you want to find out how good you're doing, act like a customer. Mystery shop your company. Like I say, pick up the phone and find out how easy or hard it is to talk to somebody in sales or accounting, or if there's a customer service issue. Or have somebody call and just, record and find out, hey, I would like to speak to the president. I have a difficult situation. See how easy or hard that is to deal with. And
yeah, I tell you what, I did a mystery shop for a bank one time. I'm on stage, 500 people in the room. I have my cell phone with me, and it's community banking. Community banks, right? They're all about service,
friendly. That's the only way they compete against the big banks is to give the better level of service.
So I'm with my cell phone, and I said, "What's your phone number to your bank?" And I call the bank's phone number, and I hold it up to my lapel microphone, and I said, "Yes, my name is Ford. I'd like to open up a new account." Just a minute. They transferred me 3 times, never asked me for my name, no customer, and this is going live now to the whole group. Now, this guy next to me, the CEO, was getting a little upset because I did this. I said, well, wouldn't you rather know? Because,
wait, was this his bank?
This is his bank.
His bank.
I called his bank from the event.
This is great.
So the point is, you can't just put it on your plaque in your office, your mission, your vision, your values, your goals. It has to really become part of your culture.
Yep. So I want to go back to this whole concept of the CEO being upset with you.
Yeah.
There is a huge stat out there that says that if you interview executives of a company and ask them, do they deliver great customer service, the answer is going to be a resounding yes, somewhere around 75-80% of the time. Depends on which stats and facts you look at. Then if you go to the customer base of those same companies and ask the same question, it's almost an inverse. It's like 25% say yes and 75% say no. And they go, what are you talking about? We give great service. Well, when is the last time you bought from yourself?
Right.
where they didn't know it was you.
Right.
Okay? You know, I did a speech for Mortons, the steakhouse, which, by the way, as a speaker, that is one great gig.
I'm hungry right now. That's good.
I know. This was before Landry's bought them. By the way, I love Landry's seafood, and Landry's bought Mortons. But Mortons, they had their meeting in what was considered at the time the #1 resort in the world, the Four Seasons in Nevis. Once again, dream gig for a speaking engagement. And I remember the president of Mortons talking to me about what I'm going to speak about. He says, I want you to go to Mortons, and I want you to have the Mortons experience. So I'm going to set it all up, and you bring another couple, the 4 of you go out and have dinner. And do you know what we're going to be doing? This is what we're going to do. I'm laughing at this. I am not going to get the Mortons experience. I'm going to get the president of Mortons experience.
Right.
So it's not real. And by the way, we got unbelievable service. We got free drinks. Well, everything was free that night. But the point is this. The point is, you should truly, if you're going to do it right, mystery shop and really do an effective job of find out if you're doing a good job. Find out how easy or hard it is to do business with you. And you know what? You don't have to pay somebody a lot of money to do this. And if you want to do it internally, try it yourself, go for it.
Well, you know, it's so funny because people always ask, you know, what can I really do to improve that customer experience? And I tell them all, you really have to make sure that you're clear on what's the expectation that buyer's looking for. Like, are they, what phase are they in? Are they coming to you because they're just trying to ask questions, or are they actually at the point where they're ready to make a purchase? And where a lot of companies go wrong is they're trying to push the same message at all phases, and it just doesn't work that way, Shep. So if you know someone's asking a buying question, then you need to give them the buying answer. If you know that they're asking a how-to question, don't try to sell them right away. Be of service first.
So you know what the secret to making that work is, and that is simply training. Train your people on what to do, what to say. When there's a question, make sure they know what the answer is, and train them. And by the way, training's not something you did, it's something you do. And you do it over and over again, constantly reminding them what to do. They need to practice. And by the way, I hate scripts. But at the end of the day, let's start with a script. This is the proper way to answer it. Now, put your personality, your own style, and everything into it. Scripts are phenomenal for the basics, but once they get comfortable, go up. I have a friend of mine, Brad Lee. He actually owns Lightspeed VT.
Yep, we both are.
Right?
Yeah.
You're on the Lightspeed VT platform. By the way, for those that aren't familiar with Lightspeed VT, that is training. It's a learning management system with some of the best trainers and speakers and authors in the world, Ford Saeks being one of them. And Brad says when he first started doing training, he made his salespeople go through training, the same training, I think he said 8 times in 1 year.
Wow.
And you know what? The second time they said, okay, I'll do it. By the third time, it was like, I hate this. By the 8th time, they were really good at it.
You know, it's funny, as we do this, if you've got questions and you're watching this live, type in your questions and we'll be happy to answer them live for you. We just had a question pop up, and I'm going to pose this to Shep. The question was, are customers willing to interact with chatbots? You know, there's a lot of websites right now that have the little, you know, help me button in the corner, but now with AI, artificial intelligence, there's chatbots. So what do you feel about chatbots? How do you think that's going to impact the customer experience?
Sure, chatbots are big right now. They're very strong in that they're easy and inexpensive to get into. So for example, for a really minimal amount of money, a couple $1,000s to set it up, and maybe a short learning curve, scripts that you write. Here's the thing. At that level, all a chatbot is doing is simply a scripted answer. And it's smart enough to know, by the way, if the customer's asking a question a certain way, or maybe they're mispronouncing something or misspelling something. They're smart enough to do that. However, at the end of the day, what chatbots are really good for are the lower level functions. I want to change. I want to change my mailing address. I want to change my credit card. Something simple like that. It's very easy to do. And by the way, the best part about that is it relieves really good customer service reps from doing the mundane tasks to doing something much greater, something bigger, and more important.
Well, fantastic. Any other questions you have, let us know. All right. So,
by the way, one other thing about chatbots. most of the time, you don't know you're dealing with a chatbot if it's a good chatbot.
Right.
Right.
It should be a seamless experience where the chatbot should be able to really guide the person through. I mean, if you think about it, technology should really help us. And remember when voicemail systems were automated attendants, when you called the company, press 1 for this, press 2 for... Well, when those first came out, everybody jumped on them. Oh, it's great. I don't have to have a receptionist anymore. I can just do it. A big mistake, right? Big mistake. Because it took the personal experience completely out of the equation. And now you've got companies using it as their unique selling proposition saying, look, call us. We're in the United States. We answer in English. We can talk to you direct. You can work with us. So you want to just look at what are you doing in your business? Use both fingers and work. What are you doing in your business? Now, if you work for a company, are you part of the marketing or sales teams or leadership team? Because, again, this whole topic of this little Facebook Live we're really talking about is how the buying experience has changed. We've got 5 different generations in the marketplace with Gen Y and Gen X and millennials and traditionals and boomers, and then there's the connected generation. And, don't get seduced by the numbers. Just understand that you're going to be dealing with people at all different ages, and they all think differently. Now, if any of you are married, you already know that people think differently. That's all I'm going to say about that topic, and we're going to move on to something else.
Well,
but
I don't know if that's a safe topic to talk about.
No, we're not going to talk about that or politics.
Well, let's go back to the 5 generations that you mentioned. Yeah. And here's the thing. Personalization, that's a big topic right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And many people think, I'm going to have to personalize the experience to every single customer I have. The answer to that is no.
Right.
Just as you mentioned 5 generations, typically in most businesses, 3 to 5 personality types are what make up the majority of your customers. So that if you know you're dealing with a millennial versus a baby boomer, maybe you'll target your marketing and your concepts, your suggestions to that particular age range.
Right.
And that is personalization. If you want to take it, there's big data and there's micro data. Big data is like, let's look at what a lot of people are doing and we can check out trends. Micro data is let's look at what the individual is. So big data tells me if I want to open up a hotel in downtown Phoenix or Tempe, Arizona, Scottsdale, where we are now, if I want to open up, we got a question.
No, but it's all right.
Okay.
I got 2 questions. I'm trying to follow the questions as they come in. Okay, I got 2 of them.
Okay, so you hold on to hold on. What was I talking about? ADD. Squirrel.
Yeah. No.
Okay, where was it?
The big data, micro data,
so
and
if I want to open up a hotel, I can look at the numbers. I can see how many people travel to a particular city. I can know in this area, that's a good place to open a hotel. That's data. That's big data. Micro data is personalization, is when Ford Saeks walks into my hotel and I type in his name. Oh, Ford, welcome back. Last time you were here, we noticed you stayed in a corner room. Would you like that same room again?
Right.
And all of a sudden, it's personalizing the experience. We need to figure out how to do that in every channel.
Well,
it's easy in person.
It is.
Online, it's actually pretty easy there too.
It's easier
look at what I know with Amazon. Look at hey, last time you're here, you looked at this. You want to look at more things like that.
Well, and we're talking about and even retargeting and when remarketing. You know how when you go to a web page and it starts showing you advertisements for things that you were interested in or websites that you visited. So we had a couple questions come in. One of the questions was, how do you stay current on the customer experience and the buying trends? And I try to rephrase that. You can type it back in again if you want. But it was basically, the question was, okay, so now how do I make sure that I'm remaining current?
I got 2 ideas. Experience? 2 ideas here. Number 1, Fortify.com.
Yeah, Fortify.tv.
Or Fortify.tv.
Yeah,
Fortify. FORD, Ford, as in Ford Saeks.
IFY.
IFY as in Fortify.tv.
Yep, Fortify.tv.
Every week, a great episode on marketing and
sales and growing your business.
Unbelievable. The best investment of 5 minutes a week you're going to make in your entire career.
And that was a shameless plug. I appreciate that. We weren't planning on that.
I'm telling
I appreciate that.
And the other thing I want you to do to stay on top of it, I want you to look at mysheptv.com, okay? And that's my YouTube channel.
Right.
There are more than 500 videos that I shoot at least 1 video a week, if not more.
Yeah.
But 500 videos with short 3-4 minute tips. And by the way, both your program and mine, if depending on who the audience is, when I say the audience, if you've got a team at your office and they're all focused on sales and marketing, perhaps your Fortify episode might be great for them. If you're interested, customer service, culture, engagement with employees as well as customers, maybe what I have. And by the way, these are great because what you do is you simply...
Thanks, Lola.
Yeah, thanks, Lola. Great. You were on at the very, very beginning, so thank you for sticking around. If you have a group, show the video, and just talk about it. And now you've got a 10-minute meeting on marketing or customer service or experience, and it's the best thing you can do. By the way, don't do it once. Do it ongoing. Do it once every week at a weekly huddle. And again, 10 minutes, 15 minutes max even.
Yep.
That's all you need.
And one of the other strategies that Shep and I both work on, have used before, is where you move both fingers at the same time. There you go.
I'm learning how to use this camera.
You're doing great.
There we go.
All right, perfect.
Look at you. That's a close-up of Ford.
All right, so everybody, one of the other things you can do, you're probably familiar with this. You've seen this if you've taken any major airline, bought anything at Best Buy or Amazon, and it's called the Net Promoter Score.
Yes.
You call it NPS. But it's basically a single question. It's from an original book called The Ultimate Question by Frederick somebody.
Fred Reichelt.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
I can't pronounce it.
R-E-I-C-H, Reichelt. Yeah,
But
Reichelt,
the outcome
from Bain
is
and
this.
Company.
The outcome is where you send an anonymous survey to your customer base that says, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being best.
0 to 10.
Yeah, on a scale
0 to 10.
Let me start over.
Okay.
Net Promoter Score is on a scale of 0
We're
to
just going to
10.
make sure it's right.
On a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being best, how likely is it that you're willing to recommend this to a friend or colleague?
Right.
So then what happens is you get a true score of a rating. But if you ask, let's say you ask 1,000 people and you get your score back, the people, now this is my definition, you give me yours, anywhere between 0 and 6, they're probably working against you.
They're called detractors.
Detractors. They're working against you.
Yeah, that's Fred Reichelt's term.
Okay.
Detractors.
And then 7 to 8, they're probably okay. They'd refer somebody to
They're
you
called
if they
passives.
Passives.
The problem with
recommended
passives that you don't know which direction they're going.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
they could be. I think I might like them, or I don't know that experience. I might give them another shot, but then I am out of here. So you really don't know which way they're going.
And we want the 9s and 10s. We
The
want
9s
the
and
advocates.
10s are the promoters.
Yeah, the promoters.
Hence, net promoter.
Yeah.
And when you do this the right way, you subtract your detractors from your promoters, and you come up with a score. For example, and believe it or not, it sounds like, well, what if you get a 70? Is that a good score? That's a phenomenal score, because remember, 9 and 10 is not easy to get.
Right.
But here's the thing, and I love any kind of CSAT, customer satisfaction type survey. I love Net Promoter Score, actually one of my favorites. By the way, if you don't know about Customer Gauge, great resource to learn more about NPS, Net Promoter Score. But I love what they measure, and I think they measure general overall satisfaction and intent. I'm willing to intend. If you are a small business talking direct to a customer and you ask them the Net Promoter Score question on a scale of 0 to 10, what's the likelihood you recommend me? And they give you, I'll do a 10. This is the next question. Can you give me the names of those people? I'm serious as a heart attack. I'm on stage talking about the Net Promoter Score to an audience, and I look over at my client that hired me, and I say, in 2 weeks, we're having a debrief call, and I'm going to ask you, on a scale of 0 to 10, what's the likelihood that you would recommend me to a colleague, some other company, and you're going to give me that score. And if it is a 9 or a 10, my next question is going to be, can you please make that introduction? And that is how you use that. Now, another way is, when you find they give you a 9 or a 10, you want to know why they give you a 9 or a 10. It's just not that they gave you a 9 or a 10. Why did they give you the 9 or a 10? If they gave you a 6, why did they give you a 6? And rather than say, well, what would it take to get a 10? Forget about that. What would it take to get one number increase? What would I have to do? So certain questions like that are really important. But as much as intent is measured, one of the things that I love to talk about, and I think is really, really important, that is behavior. And the number that I think is most important is, did they come back? End of story. And if they do come back, how often they come back? Because behavior is real. Behavior is dollars in your pocket. Behavior is exactly, what we want. We want to do a great job today so they come back tomorrow.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure if you joined late, we're talking about the customer experience and how buying behaviors have changed. And one of the things I notice is that when someone's searching online, how many pages do you suppose they go through before they make a decision?
That's a great question. I bet you know the answer to that.
No, it's different for every company. But the important thing is that if you don't have content on your website related to all those different questions. So one of the things you can all do, all of you watching this replay, is make a list of the top 10 to 25 questions that you get asked most frequently about your products and services. Now, if you aren't blogging about those and posting on social media and creating YouTube videos and doing Facebook Live sessions like we're doing here, if you're not using that expertise that you and your team already has the expertise, you're answering it every day on the phone and in person anyway. But if you were to actually create videos related to those topics and then use those videos on your YouTube channel and then make sure you title and tag them and optimize them, of course. But if you use that content, then when people come across that content, it positions you as the authority. And I've done this with franchise organizations that have hundreds of franchises across the country, and people say, well, do I really care if someone in New York is watching my video when I'm in California? Well, it's still important, because if you're in California and they look up your franchise name with the city and state and a bunch of YouTube videos come up, and they go to your channel and they say, wow, he's got 1 million views. Like I did this for a guy from Wichita Fix-It. One guy in a van, handyman, right?
He's got a worldwide reputation.
Yeah, worldwide reputation. And one guy in a van, go check it out, wichitafixit.com. And he's got like 7 million views and 10,000 subscribers. My wife's business at centerworks.com, she's a Pilates instructor. She wanted me to do video marketing. I didn't even have time for her. Honey, sorry if you're watching this video. I didn't even have time. Needed to hear this. All right, good. So she creates these videos on her channel. Right now, she's got over 5 million views.
5 million views.
And 14,000 subscribers. And not only does she monetize that and get a check every month from YouTube, that's great, but the better reason is that now when someone's interested in taking classes with her over at some of the other studios in town, and they Google the company or they Google the reviews, she dominates.
Right. So what you're hearing right now is marketing gold. This is why you want to fortify your business. This is one of the best tips we've heard today, and that is to come up with the top 25 questions. Is a lot of questions, but you know what?
Or whatever they are, whatever the top questions are.
10 questions.
Could be 100 if you have different products.
Right. Find out what those are and create a blog or a video on any one of these particular topics. You don't need to do every one at once. Just do one a week. And by the way, they don't have to be perfect. I'll tell you what does need to be good, though. Audio quality.
Yes.
Good video. You can use your iPhone camera if you want to use your iPhone camera. Just go buy a $30, $40 microphone and plug into it and make sure that it's a good quality audio product as well. And then what will happen is you will start to amass a following, subscribers. Maybe it's a few hundred, maybe it's a few thousand. If you're in a little local market and you have, like your wife, how many subscribers?
She's got 5 million views and 14,000 subscribers.
And I mean, you know what? That's more people than in Wichita.
Well, it is. But here's the deal, everybody. It's not. You remember, it's not about the numbers. Don't get worried if you do a video and there's not. It's about quality, not quantity. But you need to be consistent. So Shep and I both have a regular show that we put out weekly. That's different. What we're doing right now, it's a Facebook Live. We're here in Phoenix in Shep's second home in the backyard.
Yeah, right.
And we decided that we would just jump on Facebook Live and spend the afternoon just talking a little bit about this. And that's what we're doing. So there's a difference between doing a Facebook Live video and then doing a studio. And
right. Go to Fortify.com or Fortify.tv, excuse me, and check out. You have a set behind you.
Yeah, well,
it's
actually a room. It's actually the office. It's actually Amy's office if she's watching. We take her office over every day. She's an office with a conference room, and we take it over, and then we move the desk, and I film, and then I put a desk back.
Right.
So.
And to me, I do a little different. I actually go into a little studio that's in my office, small studio we created, and we use different backgrounds for what we do, and we try to make it entertaining. Again, my goal, keep it under 5 minutes. 4 minutes is usually, or less, is what it is. And we give you a good episode. And if you are answering the questions that your customers are asking and you put it out there, you're going to become a great resource for them. They're going to want to buy. And by the way, that's not just marketing, that's customer service. Because customer service, in my mind, is marketing.
Yeah, and to me, marketing is just giving people enough information that they can make good decisions. Now, one of the things you might say is, well, Ford and Shep, you just said we should stay under 5 minutes. If you're doing Facebook Live, you really want to aim for 10 or 15 minutes because you have to give people time to know that the live broadcast is coming on.
Yeah, we go on for 2 or 3 minutes and boom, we're done.
So if you're doing Facebook Lives, your strategy is going to be a little bit different.
I'll tell you another strategy. Right now we're on my personal page. Made a mistake. That's okay, because I'm going to go and
What
share
the
it on
hell?
my business page.
Why? We got to redo this whole thing now.
No, it'll be within minutes. It'll be over on the business page.
Okay.
But so
No wonder we only got 65 viewers.
No, we've got more than 650 viewers.
That's pretty good.
Here, do this every week. That's a great comment. Thank you very much. I got to get glasses in order to be able to read this on the screen.
No, you're good. Well, that's good.
But here's the bottom line. We wanted to bring you something interesting, something entertaining. You can tell we're having a good time today. We were just sitting out here doing a little brainstorming and masterminding. By the way, another tip: find somebody that you would consider a friendly competitor, somebody you're friends with, or somebody in business who's a non-competitor, maybe a completely different business, and sit down with them. What are they doing in marketing to their customers? What are you doing in marketing to your customers? And compare notes and learn from each other. That's what we've been doing all afternoon. I said, hey, Ford, look at this setting we have here. Let's let the world know we're in Phoenix, Arizona today.
It's cold all across the country too, and we're in. I love this.
I played ice hockey on Monday night, on January 1st, New Year's Day, and I actually did a short little Facebook live with my hockey team, and we played outdoor hockey. Temperature 6 degrees when we started, 5 degrees when we ended. And here we are, and you're in short sleeves.
Yes,
and I'm wearing, to honor my St. Louis Blues, I'm wearing my St. Louis Blues little sweatshirt.
Well, we're ready if there's any more questions. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this episode up. Is there any more questions? We saw some comments, great comments. Thank you. If you're watching this video, like and share it. Obviously, it's not our normal channel video, and you put this on your personal channel?
You know what? I was so excited that we were doing this. What can I say? It's the first time I've made a mistake.
No, it's no mistake. It's always good. Any marketing's good marketing, so it's all good.
Any love is good love?
That's right.
Ain't seen
it's all the
nothing yet.
same laying down? No. Okay. All right.
Okay, didn't need to hear
digress.
If you have any questions and you didn't have a chance on the live presentation, please feel free to just type them out, because we're going to keep an eye on the page. If there's any comments, we'll jump in, or any questions, we'll jump in and give some answers.
Absolutely.
And again, fortified.tv and sheptv.com. They'll take you to our YouTube channels, or if you just
Google our names.
Yeah, Google our names. You're going to get there. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
This is awesome. Remember, everybody, always be amazing.